relieve the joy. In 2007, a young lady named Rachel Smith won the Miss USA Beauty pageant. She's a very bright girl who has traveled the world helping underprivileged children. Later that year, she competed in the Miss Universe pageant. As she was walking on the stage during the evening gown competition, she lost her footing on the slick floors and fell flat on her back. Millions of people around the world were watching on television. She was so embarrassed. She got up as quickly as she could and kept a smile on her face. The audience wasn't very forgiving. There were jeers and laughs and boos. It was very humiliating. In spite of the fall, Rachel made it to the top 5. She had to go up and answer a question randomly chosen from a hat. She walked out again to the same spot where she had fallen just a few minutes early. She pulled the question out of the hat with millions of people watching. The question was, if you could relive and redo any moment of your life over again, what moment would that be? She had just experienced the most embarrassing moment of her life 20 minutes earlier. How many of us would have said, I'd like to relive the moment when I fell on this stage. I'd like to do that over again. But without missing a beat, she said, if I could relive anything again, I would relive my trip to Africa working with the orphans, seeing their beautiful smiles, feeling their warm hugs. Instead of reliving a moment of embarrassment, a moment of pain, Rachel chose to replay a moment of joy, where she was making a difference, where she was proud of herself. We all fall down in our lives. We all make mistakes. We all have embarrassing, unfair moments. You can be sure those images will replay again and again on the movie screen of your mind. You've got to do as Rachel Smith did. Change the channel and put on your victories. Put on your successes. Put on your accomplishments. God performed miracle after miracle for the Israelites. He supernaturally brought them out of slavery. He sent all these plagues on their enemies. Even though the Israelites were living next door, the plagues did not affect them. When they came to a dead end at the Red Sea with Pharaoh and his army chasing them, it might have looked like their lives were all over, but the water parted. They went through the sea on dry ground. God gave them water out of a rock, and He led them by the cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night. But in spite of all of this, they never made it into the promised land. Psalm 78 tells why. It says, they forgot what God had done. They didn't remember the amazing miracles He had shown them and their ancestors. When you forget what you should be remembering, it can keep you out of your promised land. The Israelites became discouraged, started complaining, and asked Moses, why did you bring us out here to die in the desert? When they faced an enemy, they thought, we don't have a chance. They already had seen God's goodness in amazing ways. They had seen God do the impossible, but because they forgot about it, they were afraid, worried, and negative. It kept them from their destiny.